So I'm very aware this is going to piss people off. I don't give a fuck.
Yep, she's pissing people off all right. But let's hit some highlights. Okay, first and foremost, she talks about how, you know, Odin and Thor would never have anything to do with Loki because of X, Y, and Z. Well, I mean, no. And she talks about how people who work with or worship Loki are just Marvel fanboys because they think Loki and Thor are brothers. No. No, we don't. We we know that Loki is not Thor's brother. If anything, Loki would be more like Thor's uncle because at one point Odin and Loki made an oath to one another. They're oath brothers. And if you know anything at all about German and Norse mythology, oaths are a pretty big deal. Um, at one point, I believe it was in the Eddas, Odin had said to somebody, if you're going to toast me, you need to toast my brother Loki. Because of the oath that they made. Now, the X, Y, and Z basically, calling Loki bad and evil or whatever. I mean, if you've read the stories at all, if you've worked with Loki at all, Loki actually teaches, and his stories teach, responsibility and accountability. Because while Loki did do some pretty messed up things, he always took responsibility for what he did. And he did what he could. He did what was in his power to make amends. Just a little food for thought there. And then she goes on and she insults a goddess of death. Like, really? You're gonna call death gods bad? Like, death is a natural part of life. It's a natural part of the cycle. Without death, everything would be thrown out of balance. Okay? Plants need to die in order to fertilize the soil for new plants to grow. People have to die because we breed too freaking fast. Otherwise, nothing left but people. Death and the deities that represent death need to be respected because it is a natural part of the cycle. Those deities are what guide us through that process. They guide our spirit through that. They watch over the resting places of souls. And one last highlight, there can be no order without chaos. Without chaos, there would be no point for order.